So we have a special promotion going on here in February. This is our diesel tablet. This was just launched last year. This is our mid-range diagnostic tool. It will do thousands of the most common diagnostic commands. So if you're working on your EGR system, you're trying to change engine parameters, you're trying to work on your SCR system, this will do the resets, the calibrations, the installs, all the things. You can one tap to repair information to get instant repair information for all your fault codes. It's a great, great tool to put inside your shop, and it's priced very, very aggressively for the price point. And in February, we have a special promotion going on. So if you buy this tool in February, and there's a limited amount, you will get 5 free online training courses. So these online training courses are not about the tool. These courses are about how to do electrical, how to troubleshoot after-treatment systems, how to do all this advanced stuff that you need to know for today's commercial truck. So it's a $500 value, comes absolutely free with the product for the month of February. Check it out, 30-day money-back guarantee. We know you're going to love it. We sold a ton of these things already. Welcome to another episode of the DL. I am your host, Tyler Robertson, and we are doing another one here in Grapevine, Texas at Heavy Duty Aftermarket Week. And who better to talk about Heavy Duty Aftermarket Week than one of the leaders in the industry in Heavy Duty Aftermarket, which is HDA Truck Pride. So Curt, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, we've met in real life several times, obviously,
Yes.
and we got some things going on with HDA Truck Pride. But let's just tell the audience who is HDA Truck Pride to kind of clear the air a little bit.
So HDA Truck Pride is essentially a buying group where we help our members find parts and be able to help them get it. And a lot of independent companies doing what they do to do it, but we help them in that. Our members buy into this. We work for them to help them get their product at a better way, and then help build their relationships and help grow their companies.
So these locations aren't called HDA Truck Pride; they're called whatever's truck parts, wheel and whatever, Ram, whatever. How many actual members are there? Do you know how many locations there are?
So members, there's about 150. Location-wise, we're, I believe, just about 800 locations. So it's a lot of places that have multiple locations in what they do.
Yeah, and I think it's a unique structure too, where they're all kind of like, are they stockholders or nonprofit or shares, or how does it
They are all stockholders in what they do. We have a board member, a board that sits up there kind of directing HDA Truck Pride in which way they go. Most people probably haven't heard of HDA Truck Pride just because it's another company. It's a different name that we are just kind of behind the scenes helping them grow their business and what they do.
So I always kind of knew HDA Truck Pride as the parts side, right? The buying group. But I believe you guys have some things going on the service side of the equation as well now.
We do. I've come on board about the last probably 8 months. I've been on board. We're really diving into the service side. And what we're trying to do is get the end user to really connect with the HDA Truck Pride membership. In doing that, we really want to help just connect and make a better unity between all of our HDA Truck Pride locations and help them do what we can. We have a truck service expert program that we do that we're really trying to just educate as much as we possibly can by building a university and by holding training sessions and just helping people network together to be able to do what they can there.
So this truck service program, is that only for your members then?
It's not. Anybody, like customers of our members are also part of the truck service expert. It's a small fee to be a part of it. And then from there, they get access to our university. We have regional training meetings, held one recently in Coralville, Iowa, doing another one in Oklahoma City here in about a month from now. So they get access to come in and do training. We try to keep everything more on training than trying to sell parts to them, just because, when you're talking to the service managers, the service writers, or the technicians, they don't want to be sold on whatever this product is. They want to know where's the problem, how do I identify the problem, and what can I go from there. So we're really trying to do that sort of stuff with it.
So your members can be part of the truck service experts,
and your members' customers can also be. Like, so why would a customer that has a repair shop sign up for this program? What benefit do they get?
So they get access to our HDA Truck Pride University. They get access to a national parts warranty. It's actually a service warranty, which we're upgrading here in the next couple weeks. They get access to the regional training, but kind of think about it as you're an independent shop owner and you don't get the big name reps coming in your door to give your guys training. Yep. You know, the big OEs are getting those. Some of the bigger dealerships and bigger independent places are going to have the bigger name guys come in, but the smaller independent shop isn't going to have Meritor, Bendix, those type of guys walking in the door to give them their training and give them their time because they don't have it. We're trying to bring that in so that way we're able to get people to come in and do that. And it really, I mean, it's really been successful so far in what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, training's a big part of obviously what we do at Diesel Laptops, right?
It is.
For us, it started with the tools, and then we quickly found out, well, this is almost like pains me to say this, but just because we hand someone a dealer level, most advanced diagnostic tool on the planet, we kind of have to say, like, that doesn't mean you're going to fix more trucks or make more money. Mm-hmm. There's other pieces of the puzzle you need, and the tool will definitely tell you what's wrong. It runs the tests. You need repair information. You need parts lookup information. But what you really need is to be better at fixing trucks. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you can see that a lot in the field too with the old parts can and people just throwing parts at things, not really knowing what they're doing.
Yep, and that's where, you know, the partnership between us, HDA Truck Pride and Diesel Laptops, that's where we're at because a lot of the guys don't sit there and understand what is all out there. And we're trying to get that in front of their faces as well because they got to realize that it's not just I have to call the dealership to get this information. I got to go here to get this information. There's so many different places that we can go. You guys have done a great job with diesel parts, diesel repair, to where I want to make sure that our TSEs actually have a clue that stuff's out there, get it out in front of them, and help them just so we can get those repair jobs done faster and help them. You know, the other part that we're trying to do is help them find a way to be more profitable. Because we want them to still be in the game because we need them to still be in the game to go through and continue repairing all these trucks on the road.
Yeah, I mean, that's, you know, we're very fortunate. For the audience that doesn't know, we work with you guys or your members can resell Diesel Laptop products. Yep. There's a program there. So we're super excited to do that because I've always said, look, I got tens of thousands of people using my diagnostic tools. I got tens of thousands of people landing on probable causes. Yep. Like, and even the part number. Here's the part number they'll soon be displayed on the platform. And we've always just kind of missed the other piece. We're like, I need people to actually fulfill parts and do these things. So I'm excited to be working with you because now it's like, okay, now we're starting to put all these pieces together. And to me, it really changes the game. Because, again, you've been around, like, it takes a little bit of time. When someone finally figures out I need that widget to fix my truck, it's not 30 seconds later and I got price and availability and all my options, especially when I'm like an independent shop somewhere, a mobile guy. Like it's a lot of phone calls and a lot of things that have to go around. And that parts counter experience, what I've seen is it's getting harder and harder to have those guys on the counter that are just like, I know exactly the part number before it even reads, you know, they can almost read your mind, so to speak, some of these guys.
And it's so hard. I mean, I did a lot with the dealership, working in a parts department, watching those parts counter guys, trying to figure out what item goes where, what is it? What is the thing and how do I identify it? Some of the stuff that's there is just the tools to help those guys be able to figure this out is so awesome because you start calling the dealerships when you are an independent repair shop and you know you have your own shop, they're going to force you to try to find a way to buy it from them to where that may not be the place that you want to buy it. It might not be the most convenient place for you to buy it because you might be a ways away.
Yeah, so. I mean, that's really, I feel like there's a shift here, right? So traditional distributors, there's the whole reason distributors exist for any industry, any product, right? It's, you have knowledgeable people inside the building that can help you. Yep. You have available inventory on the shelf so you can service your customers. And usually there's like a delivery mechanism, customer service piece of that as well. And that's really what's been interesting here. And COVID really sped things up.
Big time.
Where all of a sudden people are just saying, like, why can't I look my own parts up? Why do I have to call you? Why do I have to drive 20? Because really, it kind of sucks for the customer to have to do that and that be the only option. So there's a little bit of a revolution, I think, kind of happening finally in the space.
It is. And we're also getting, not great amount of young people coming in, but we're finding more and more young people at the parts counter. They want to figure out how to do it themselves without making that phone call.
Yeah.
And they're liking the tools and what's there to do it. So
yeah.
Really
let's talk about that a little bit too, because that's not easy to train someone to be a parts guy or a partswoman, right? Like there's no school for that really. I mean, I think there's some classes or some things. So how does it work?
So right now we're trying to figure that out ourselves, but we are launching a new university. So one of the things that we did, our first major thing that we have is actually training the parts counter guy.
Yeah.
In there it is from all the way to how to answer the phone, how to talk to the customer, all the way down to where are you going to try to figure it out? How are you going to try to go? How are you going to figure out what that slack adjuster is? What are the points? Because after years of the older guys on that parts counter, how many guys have they trained and they left? They trained and they left and they trained and they left. You start asking those guys today, hey, I got another new guy, can you train him? They're just sick and tired of training them. We're building a module to help go through to train that parts guy. What can we do? Where do you go to go do that? How do you identify this brake valve? How do you identify all these different things? That's what we're trying to figure out.
So it's funny, like us in the industry know all these intricacies and all the reasons it's not easy to look up parts and do these things. And I talk to outsiders sometimes, and I think where their brain goes to, because I have these conversations, like, well, the guy at the AutoZone can do it. I'm like, okay, let me explain why.
Yeah.
And first of all, the other piece that people don't understand is those people that work the parts counters at the big chain box retailers and automotive, they're really not paid that much. The average wage, when you look nationally with the federal data, is like under $20 an hour.
Wow.
So these aren't like high income jobs. So the question is like, well, how can they do it? Because obviously they get a lot of business, a lot of revenue. And the interesting thing is they can do it because they have clean data.
Yeah.
They actually have all their parts are cataloged with year, make, models, what it fits. And when you go to a parts store and they just start asking you what year, what make, what model, what engine, manual, auto, like whatever the criteria are, they're just reading off the prompts that are built into the software to get you to that part number. And that doesn't exist in our world.
It doesn't.
So ours are like the old school guys of like bust out the tape measure and start trying to figure it out.
Well, and that's it. And I came from more trailer background than truck background. And when you kind of go through all of that, the trailer side's 15 to 20 years behind the truck side. The truck side, when you look at it, I feel like they're far beyond, but then you go into automotive and they're 20 years ahead of the truck guys. Yeah. So we have a lot of work to do. And that's why, seeing you cleaning the data and being able to get out there to where you have the VIN decoder and the parts identifier and the by measurement, those things are huge for those parts guys to be able to do
what shocked me is when I went down this path, I kind of assumed all the manufacturers had like all these things, right? Yep. So like I can tell like the audience listening, like I've visited enough of these OEMs, like got plant tours, been with their execs, and like some of these guys are actually the OEM manufacturer for the OEMs, right? So whether it's air filters or injectors, like injectors are a good one. We had a company that makes injectors. They're like, hey, we made the injectors, we made them for Series 60. But we can't fill out our ACES tables, our year, make, model lookups because we don't know. And we're like, how do you not know? You made the injector for that. They're like, yeah, but Detroit Diesel never told us what year, make, model trucks they put them in. And they really don't have that information anymore, so we have nothing. And it kind of almost blows your mind.
It does.
But it's been that conversation probably a dozen times with different parts manufacturers out there, and that data is really, really important all of a sudden to everybody trying to get to the digital experience.
Yeah, it's very important. And what's amazing to me is we've been in the industry. I've been in it for 25 years in the heavy duty side. I can look at a part and just tell you that's the part number, but I don't know how I'm telling you it's just a part number. I've just learned it over all these years that I can tell you that, or I know how to go look up this airbag or how to go look that up. But a new guy coming into this business, they got no clue, and there's nothing there to help them. That's what I'm really looking for, and like what I've liked seeing with you guys doing it is that. And we're trying to build a university, but it's more as much education and training as we possibly can. But it's going to be a struggle to full on figure out how to train that parts guy.
So I mean, it's been a struggle for us. Like, so we have our hands-on courses and we have our online courses, and our first version of our online, we just took somebody else's thing, white labeled it with our logo, and like, boom, we have a thing. And you do that and it gets you to a point. But now like our 2.0 version is like, okay, we need to build our own learning management system or
Yep.
buy one, so I don't have to pay like a per user per month fee. And 2, we got to hire course authors, and we got to like build our own content. And all of a sudden, I'm in the course authoring business, which I never wanted to be into, but our industry needs it, and what you guys are finding out too by creating the content.
You're trying to create as much content as we can, but at the same time, we got to make sure that we are today's standards, not yesterday's standards, and making sure that what we're showing them is the correct way. So when you're going through all the process of sitting there to figure this all out, I'm amazed when we get done with the whole process and you get to see that video and you're like, that we did it, but the man hours that it takes to get there it's tough, and to have a company to put the revenue into building that, it's what we need, but there's not many people that are actually taking that on.
Well, I mean, that's the other side of it, is people don't want to pay a lot for
No.
to get the training. We're like, man, it costs so many hours and expensive
Yep.
people to go do this thing. So it's a very unique situation. Well, let's talk a little bit about 2022 and maybe 2023 here. How'd your members do? Like COVID, supply chain. I hear all the things, right? We're out of this, that. Where's it at?
We're saying we're out of it. We're definitely up over. Our 22 was a great year. We're looking for another great year in 2023. We definitely did very well. Our memberships did very well. We've grown. We had quite a few additions. A lot of our members are expanding to and putting in new places, new brick and mortar places. So we're loving seeing that all the time. So I think 2023 is going to be great. I focus more in on our service side of things. I have 3 regional meetings that we're going to do. And this year we're starting a 20 group for our just members. And then we're also starting it for TSEs that are non-members, just to try to help them get themselves more revenue into their business systems, doing all that. I think overall, 2023 is going to be a really fun year. I think we're going to really enjoy it. And I think it's going to be a good year.
So 2021, 2022, I think we did what a lot of people did, and we just bought any and all inventory we get our hands on. Like, we need something, like we usually buy 500, let's buy 5,000,
Yes.
right? Because we didn't know. So like this just finally hit us like in the last couple of months. All of a sudden we're sitting there one day and like, oh, where'd all our cash go? Oh, our inventory's up 30%, right? And all of a sudden you're sitting there like, man, I got over $7 million in inventory sitting here. And you start to see that more in the public markets too, with Walmart and Target and some of these bigger guys. Is that happening in the parts industry as well? Certain things now are just overstocked.
They're overstocked in certain ways, but there's still a few things that we're having problems get. But there's a lot of it is coming in a pretty timely fashion.
Yeah.
It used to be that you got it in 2 days, and now you're getting it in 7 days. But we've adjusted for the most part. I know that there's some guys out there with some high inventories that they're working to bring back down, but at the same time, they're selling more than they ever have.
Got to have to sell.
And it's really helped them on that.
I had a parts. Well, I was a parts manager for a couple of years, and I had a parts director, and he'd always up the quantities I wanted to order. He's like, Tyler, it's not going to spoil. Like prices go crazy on some of the things. Like it's happened in the past with certain things. Now I'm sure today, people that have that big inventory are probably hedged against inflation pretty well. Actually, having the better margins they can get there and everything. So it'd be interesting to see when this whole thing finally, like the ripple effects finally cease and things go back to, I don't even know what normal is over the last couple of years.
Yeah, we don't know what normal is, but it'll be very fun to watch where it all kind of goes and what the new normal is going to be. And then we'll find it eventually, but it'll be a little while till we get there.
So the distributor landscape, on one hand, it seems very fragmented still. There's a lot of them out there. I look at the automotive side, right? So automotive, I think back 20 years ago, man, there was a lot of mom and pop automotive shops, and now are the retailers, right? Now they're kind of got consolidated down with AutoZone and Napa and O'Reilly's and all these big boys coming in. Do you see a similar thing happening in the HD space, or is it still going to be a while?
Definitely see people where they can buying up what they can. Also seeing guys just not even buying, just saying, I'm just going to go into that market and I'm going to start in there and go. But we're definitely seeing a growth mode to where they are doing that. I don't know that it's, I think you're seeing some of the smaller mom and pops disappear, where either they're just shutting the doors because they don't have a good succession plan in place, or somebody is coming in and purchasing them and bringing them on and going. But I think you're definitely in an expansion in the heavy duty side.
I think repair is always a big piece of the equation. Do you ever see any of your traditional parts guys get into the repair side, or they typically stay away from it 'cause it's something new and totally different?
I just today walking down the hall, I met somebody I'd never met before. We were just kind of talking. He is an HDA member. I hadn't even met him, and we were talking about it. And he just goes, I know parts. He goes, I know there's a lot of money, a lot of revenue in the service side. He goes, I don't know it. He goes, if everybody quits selling parts today, I know I can still go out and sell parts. He goes, if all my guys quit tomorrow and I got a repair shop to run, I can't run it. I think that's part of it is they're scared to go jump into it. But I think the service side is where a lot of this is moving to.
Yeah, I mean, it's big margins, and for every dollar of labor you sell, it's $1 of parts typically. There's a lot of great reasons to do it, but you're right. It's really hard to do something new and different. And I've seen that, obviously some of your members are selling diagnostic tools through us.
Yep.
But it's a change. Like if you're used to selling brake shoes and drums and all of a sudden like go sling some diagnostic tools, that's not an easy thing to do.
It's not. And that's kind of what I talked to a couple members that are very interested in going down that path. But he's like, my guys are giving some feedback. They're not sure about it. But that's what I like about what you guys are offering is you have the people behind us to help kind of figure out where that is. But when it comes to it, the service diagnostic side, you need that big, expensive piece of equipment to do that big job. But not every job inside of your shop is there. And you can't have that big piece of equipment doing this small little task. You need those littler tools to do that. So you need multiple pieces of equipment in there. And that's what the technician, or the parts salesman, the reps, they don't know that. Yeah. Because they're not living that day to day. And that's the stuff they got to see on that side.
I think once they start to understand that, hey, they're selling a tool that empowers their customers to fix trucks more efficiently.
Yep.
There's more parts to be sold, more things to happen, right? And I do think that's a shift in the landscape. The way the world's changing, and people just want to do things as quickly as possible and get that truck out of the shop. And I guess what I've learned is people even pay a premium for that because you're talking a truck down is $1,000 a day to the customer. And it's $125, $150 an hour for the guy working on it. And they got plenty of work to do. There's not enough diesel techs. There's backlogs everywhere. So I always say it's going to take two things now to solve the problem. It's going to take getting more young people to come into the space, both the parts counter, out in the shops, and it's going to take technology to make it all happen.
It will most definitely take technology to get in there. There's so much technology in the truck side that the guys got to do.
Well, Curt, it's been great talking to you. Yep. If people want to find out more about HDA Truck Pride or get a hold of you, where do we go?
To get a hold of HDA Truck Pride, go to HDATruckPride.com. You can get on there. There's a contact us spot in there, or you can reach out to me, Curt Westphal. It's Curt.Westphal@HDATruckPride.com.
Well, awesome, man. I'm sure I'll be swinging by the booth, seeing what's happening.
Perfect.
Meet some new people over there, hopefully.
Yes.
For the audience listening, I can say, obviously, these guys are a great organization. We worked with them for a while. You can find Diesel Laptop products through some of their resellers in that program. I think it's going to expand. I think once people start seeing what it is,
yes,
I really think people are going to be like, oh, there's margin to be made, and I'm selling more parts. It's a double win for everybody. So we'll call it an episode. Remember, it's not just diagnostics done right, but you need parts to fix them. And there's I don't know how tens of millions of parts of inventory laying around through the location. So these guys got you covered. So thank you for watching, listening, like, subscribe, comment, all that helps. We'll catch you on the next episode.